Alright, welcome back to TEW 2020, the new era. We are here for the go-home show to the Great American Bash, the SmackDown Live go-home show. I don't know if Raw would technically have a go-home show, but it's not their pay-per-view, so not really. For this edition, the go-home show edition of SmackDown, we have 2 matches pre-booked. We will finally see the blow-off to this long-running Breezango and American Alpha feud. And we will also see Charlotte Flair take on Naomi, as she mentioned last week. Charlotte Flair, the heavy favorite to win that match, but will Naomi pull off an upset? It's only time to find out. And we do have one non-match thing pre-booked for tonight, and Apollo Crews is going to break his silence. What's in his mind after, assaulting both Kalisto and Baron Corbin last week? What's he gonna say? Is he a heel now? Is he a bad guy? Maybe, maybe not, but we're about to find out for this edition of SmackDown Live. So we open this week's SmackDown Live with a promo battle between Nikki Bella and Banks and Bayley. They go back and forth, Nikki saying she's gonna take the title from Sasha, Bayley standing up for her friend, and when it ends, we have the match set up for our main event between Bayley and Nikki Bella. So, yes, women getting the main event again, I believe. I don't know if they did it last week, but I'm pretty sure they've done it before. And it's going to be a big match. Before our opening match, this is probably what should have opened the show, but you know what? I felt this didn't, in story-wise, it didn't make sense for this to open the show. And Daniel Bryan makes an announcement saying that due to Kane's actions last week, assaulting me, luckily I came out unhurt. Putting his hands on a GM is just simply uncalled for, and something like that will not stand here on SmackDown Live. I hit my elbow on the table, if you're wondering what that bang is. And Daniel Bryan announces that Kane has been suspended indefinitely for his actions, for assaulting the general manager. That makes Daniel Bryan seem like a weasel, but, he's trying to look out for himself. He's trying to make sure that he doesn't worsen his injury by getting beat the fuck out of, and he needs to set a standard for these kinds of actions. And we get to our opening match. It is American Alpha and Breezango, and American Alpha pull out the victory. A clean victory. Chad Gable tied Fandango for the best rating in this match, and that's just because Chad Gable's fucking awesome. Chad Gable is a Chad. He's got a lot less pop than Fandango. And 54 rated segment. American Alpha finally put Breezango to bed. Following that, we get the segment where Apollo Crews breaks his silence. It is an interview hosted by Renee Young, also the host of not 205 Live. We are not doing 205 Live. The host of the Cruiserweight Classic. And Apollo Crews, to make a long story short, just kind of says, I gotta look out for myself. I fucking used that word already. Term. You know what? I tried to be the nice guy. I tried to be a nice guy to Kalisto, and he was a jerk to me. He cut off my celebration time. He made it seem like nothing interesting was happening during my celebration, during my match, just to challenge Baron Corbin. I'm not gonna stand for that. And Baron Corbin, I'm not done with you either. Alright? I remember you attacked me. I remember all that stuff. Alright? And Apollo Crews keeps going. I'm freestyling, so before this gets to dog shit, I'm gonna cut myself off. Eventually, Kalisto and Baron Corbin both come out, and the 3 men agree to a triple threat match on the Great American Bash card. And after that, we go to commercial, and when we come back, we get a short little video package announcing that Eva Marie will be returning to WWE television very soon. 39 rated segment. It's just a 2-minute video package. I had to change her gimmick because it was rated as awful, so I'm just making an egomaniac that probably fits her more, and a very good gimmick. Nice. Good shit. We then have our next match, which is 1 minute long, 38 seconds long, and it's another Rusev squash match, the final one to get him ready for Zack Ryder at the pay-per-view. This guy, was in the area. Apparently he graduated from the Performance Center, so, you know, that happened. And following the match, Lana and Rusev are cutting their generic, Zack Ryder's going to pay. He's going to lose the fucking match or whatever. And Zack Ryder once again comes on the Titantron, and he says he's cracked the case. He's figured out why everything was so shady, why he couldn't, why there was no footage of this intense Bulgarian training that Rusev supposedly underwent. And that's because it was all a farce. It was all a lie. Zack Ryder says that he got in contact with every single, Bulgarian trainer in the area. And Rusev never left the country, so he didn't go to Bulgaria. And it was all a lie. And he found out via our doctors that Rusev was actually injured this entire time. And this is all some all some weird mind games being played on Zack Ryder, trying to get him psyched out for the match on Sunday, but it's not going to work, and now Ryder's going to have this huge wave of confidence going into the rematch, and Rusev now might have the opposite effect. Now he might not feel so great about himself. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying right now. But basically, Ryder spills the beans, and now if Rusev loses at the pay-per-view, he won't be hurt as much. And we get a backstage segment where Epico and Primo just kind of make fun of Heath. Heath's backstage, looking for some higher up to give him a job. And Epico and Primo find him, make fun of him, call him a bum, being a loser. And he's like, we need some wins, Primo, don't we? We need some wins. How about you and one of us have a match next week? We'll get in contact. We'll make sure that if you can beat us, you get a contract. Okay, buddy? All right. Match set up for next week. Charlotte Flair vs. Naomi got a 77. Pretty good. Naomi isn't that great. She's not that great in this mod. Even after, the pop boost I gave to all the women, she's still not pulling in good numbers. So hopefully that can change soon. Hopefully she can get better. I'm considering sending her down to developmental and pulling up one of the other females that I have there that is ready. So this might be the last we see of Naomi for a little bit before she improves. And Charlotte Flair wins again. Dana Brooke interfered to help her win because Charlotte's, she's Charlotte. And she's finally ready to put to bed this whole Becky challenge thing. The reason Dana Brooke's arm is still in a sling. And she is here to reject the challenge once and for all. Not on Daniel Bryan's watch, though. Not on his watch. Daniel Bryan comes out and promptly puts a stop to all this BS that Charlotte's doing. She's going to have her match against Becky Lynch this Sunday at the Great American Bash. And Daniel Bryan just made it official. Following that, probably another commercial break in between these two segments, Bubba Ray and Devon are cutting these, a sort of generic heel veteran promo, like, we're not done yet, all these NXT nerds, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura come down. They've had enough of whatever the Dudley boys were saying, and a huge brawl breaks out between the four of them. It is pulled apart by these four security guards played by Birch, Lorcan, Drake, and Mojo Rawley. And once the pull-apart brawl is finished, the announcers, I don't remember who's announcing for SmackDown Live, they make note that right now we are going to have a match between Bubba Ray Dudley and Finn Balor. And that match goes about 15 minutes and 58 seconds. Finn Balor sustained a C6 severe spinal cord. Fuck! That is very unpleasant to see. Very unpleasant to see. The match was very good. Bubba got an 82, but damn did the... Oh! Finn Balor got injured. Great. Damn it. Well, we're going to see. I'll showcase how bad it is at the end of the episode like I did showcasing Neville's pop last week. Oh, I'm hoping he can work through it. I'm hoping it's either really short or he can work through it. If he can only work angles. For those of you that don't know, if they have to be taken off screen entirely and they have more angles set up, it will actually tell me to return to the booking screen. Oh, but Finn isn't any more angles, so he could be out for good. He might not even... Stay tuned to find out how bad this injury is. But basically, the story of this match is Bubba Ray Dudley beats Finn Balor. Finn Balor really is in control of this match for the... Not majority of it, but... I guess technically the majority of it, but it'd be more like a 10-9 instead of like a 10-7 kind of deal. But Bubba Ray Dudley does use a foreign object behind the ref's back to pick up the victory. And if this injury is really bad, maybe we can play that foreign object a little bit bigger. Play it up. And thank you, Mark Henry. Following that is a Paul Heyman promo, and basically he just says Sami Zayn does not understand what he has done to himself. He does not understand what's about to be wreaked upon him by the hands of Brock Lesnar. And it gets very well rated because it's Paul Heyman. And right before our main event, we have a 99 rated segment. So it's Michael Cole and JBL who I have on commentary. That's pretty good to know. And Dolph Ziggler, he's cutting this really heartfelt promo. He's like, I'm already 36. Don't know how many more chances I'll get. I'm going to make this one count. Even if some of you, let's be honest, some of you might be underwhelmed by the result of me walking out with the WWE Championship, but I'm going to do everything in my physical ability to make that happen. AJ Styles comes out. He's finally on a SmackDown Live show. He's been possibly hiding out with his injured boys. You know, he claims he's been there in the hospitals every day supporting them, but really, how much of that is, him wanting to do that, and how much of that is him trying to avoid Dean Ambrose? AJ Styles comes out, real smug look on his face, about to say some, harsh shit to Dolph Ziggler, but is immediately ran into Dean Ambrose. I phrased that wrong. Dean Ambrose runs into the ring, beats up AJ Styles, and AJ Styles retreats before any more damage can be done. Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose then get that stare down between the two that we didn't get last week, thanks to Kane. It is now time for the main event, Nikki Bella versus Bayley. 74. Pretty good, actually. Pretty good. Bayley, both of them were off their game, but that's fine by me. And Nikki Bella defeats Bayley in 1556 following an interference from Alexa Bliss. Now, I know having Nikki Bella win might be very aggravating to some of you, but there's multiple aspects you have to look at this. First off, Bella is much more over than Bayley. Second, she's got a title match on Sunday, so I kind of needed to protect her on this one occasion. And plus, it gets to advance the Bayley and Alexa Bliss storyline. And the ending of the show occurs when Sasha Banks runs down, hits... Aw, man. How did that happen? Oh, fuck. Well, that sucks. I must have misclicked and Bayley's off screen, but we'll just pretend she's on screen for this segment. So what happens is Sasha Banks runs down to even the odds, sort of, and Sasha Banks manages to lock in the bank statement on Alexa Bliss. Nikki Bella's about to break it up, but of course, Bayley hits a belly-to-belly, preventing her from doing so, and it looks as if Banks and Bayley are able to finish this edition of SmackDown Live standing tall, but that is incorrect, as Paige comes running down, surprises both women, knocks them both down with like a double clothesline or something, picks up the belt, nails them both with the belt, and Paige is the one to stand tall, holding that women's championship to end the go-home show edition of SmackDown Live. Nice 86 from that. The main event could have done a little better, but, what can you do? One thing I did notice is I booked more three-way matches than I noticed. So what happened was, you know what? I'll pull the curtain back a little bit. the original plan was to have AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose have a singles match, but I kind of want to save that match for a bigger pay-per-view down the line, so I decided to insert Dolph Ziggler, and then what happened was Nikki Bella actually was giving me decent ratings, and I wanted to give her like one last stand before I fully kind of started to have her lose more and more. So, now she's in a title match, and I didn't have anything for Paige, and I really liked Paige. And there you go, that's another three-way happened. The only one that's been planned from the start was the Kalisto, Baron Corbin, and Apollo Crews one, mainly because those were three guys that WWE seemed to push on SmackDown, were going to push on SmackDown Live, and then they signed everyone on the face of the earth worth a damn. And they kind of got lost in the shuffle, so I thought it'd be cool to kind of, have them have their own three-way. So there's that. I'm not going to finish it off just yet, because we need to see how bad this Finn Balor injury is. All right? I'm going to cut to medical, and you're going to get my raw reaction to what it is for the very first time. And we're going to have a cut now. Here we go. I've clicked on medical. I have my eyes closed because I probably would have instinctively looked at it before I was ready to cut. So, here are my raw reactions. Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy shit. Fuck. A year, 1 month, and 1 fucking week. Wow. That's fucking horrible. I would be mad, I'm just more sad. I'm more like kind of upset more than mad. I'm nervous to do this, because it's medium. I'm nervous to... Okay. My rule for medium... My surgery, I have like personal rules for surgery. I always do low risk. I always do surgery on low risk. I never do surgery on high risk. In medium risk, I do have a thing where if it's more than 6 months or more, I do it. Alright. Here we go. Fuck. Well, let's be honest with ourselves. If there were going to be surgical complications, at least it's only 2 months more. Welp, there is a reason. It always says card subject to change. Wow. All right. What a very fun way to end this edition of the new era. I hope to see you. I normally don't want to force people to watch the Cruiserweight Classic that aren't into it, but I will make an announcement on that episode of the Cruiserweight Classic regarding what's going to happen for this match. So, because I don't know what to do right now. So, if you're interested, please check that out. Check the next Cruiserweight Classic. It will be Night 9. And other than that, I hope to see you for the Great American Bash. That's bad.